Okay, for the notes for today, you need to make sure that you have your scientific calculator with the trig functions and your notes sheet. You don't need your workbook because we're going to go off of the sheet that you got to take notes on. So what we're learning today is now how to find missing angles in right triangles. With trig functions, sine, cosine, and tangent, you had learned how to find missing side lengths, and now we're going to look at inverse trigonometry. And it's kind of like, think of the word inverse as opposite. So the opposite of finding sides would be finding angles. We learned that the trigonometric ratios for right triangles is sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So calculators also have programmed in functions to find missing angles. They have keys for all three functions. They also have keys for their inverse functions, which allow you to calculate an angle if you know its sine, cosine, or tangent sides. So in order to get the angle, you have to know two side lengths. So let's take a look at this here. If we know the tangent of A, so angle A we're talking about, is m over k. If you know m over k, m and k, you can figure out angle A. So this symbol right here, then the tangent with the little -1 up there, that stands for the inverse or the opposite of it, would be, if you did m divided by k and took the inverse tangent of that on your calculator, it will give you the degrees of angle A. If you look at angle A and you have the sine, so you have the opposite over the hypotenuse, m and p, you know, you can take the inverse sine, m divided by p, and that will give you angle A, because we're still talking about angle A here. And if you look at the cosine of A, so adjacent over hypotenuse, that would be k over p. If you know those two values, you can take the inverse of whatever k divided by p is, and that will give you angle A as well. So just keep in mind, in order to find missing angles, you must know at least two side lengths. Right now we're just going to practice using the inverse trig functions on your calculator so that you can get used to using that. If you have the TI-30X, what you first need to push is the shift button, and then right above sine is the sine inverse, right above cosine is the cosine inverse, and right above tangent is the tangent inverse. If you're using a different calculator, most often you need to push shift, and then once you push that, the sine, cosine, and tangent will change to have a little -1 next to them. That means inverse. That stands for inverse. So let's go ahead and practice. We're going to find the degrees that would be represented by angle A if the ratio of its side lengths is 1.5. So remember, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if I took the opposite side and divided it by the adjacent side for this angle, it would equal 1.5. Okay, you take out your calculator, and you want 1.5, and then you want the inverse tangent. So on this calculator, I just see tangent. I have to push shift, or on the computer it's inverse, INV, and now I see the little -1 up there. So the inverse tangent of 1.5 is 56.3099, so 56.31. And remember, we're finding angle measurements, so now you definitely should have some bigger numbers, and it's okay to have numbers all the way up to 89.9 degrees. Go ahead and try B through F. Pause the video when you are all done, push play, and then you can see if you got your answers right. Okay, you can go ahead and check your answers there.